Hi from genialtutor.com team. Welcome to this new lesson of painting and decoration on glass. In the previous lesson I taught you how to decorate glass with fern. We have created an ethnic pattern on the surface of a photo holder. We had talked in the previous lesson about a key feature of the design on glass, the continuity of the drawing that in the technique of simulated glass wall must always be performed as a closed line. As you can see from this slide, I drew two ethnic decorations. The first at the top is what we have drawn on the photo frame in the previous lesson. The second is another ethnic design, a little more challenging, but you see that in both cases the characteristic is the continuity of the line. What does it mean? It means that the CERN has to draw a line that never stops and that always ends on itself. The design is linear, clean, realized with only one graphic line, and the line is never interrupted, is continuous. In this case we have two ethnic designs. Here we have two floral patterns. On the left there is a composition with big daisies, and on the right a rose. This other drawing is a fern, so another naturalistic dam. But as you can see, in all these cases the line is never interrupted, serves to distinguish the individual color areas. What we learn today is a deepening of what we saw in the previous lesson. We start by explaining the use of CERN, explaining in detail the outline as it must be done using the CERN. In this lesson I instead made the color section. Indeed, we have these two possibilities. First, using CERN, drawing carefully following the lines of our design. And in this case we said that if the glass is transparent, the design can be easily swayed. In this first case, the CERN creates bounded areas, cells that in the next phase, the color phase, will be filled with pigment. This is the most common practice and simple to perform. Or, in the second case, you can paint before the subject, and only when the paint is completely dry you can add the in-relief outline. In this case you will need to paint with a steady hand and safe, taking care to define clearly the area of color. These modes require a different focus and a different procedure. In the first case, you can proceed to the application of color when the CERN is dried, which it is preferable because the CERN serves to distinguish the color and to contain it. In the second case, the color precedes the outline. The advantage is that the in-relief outline made with CERN, it will be very nice and clean, having put the color in the previous phase. In the previous lesson we have drawn before the CERN, but today we will try the second method. I remind you that before working on the object, a good cleaning must be carried out, using very light products but effective. This procedure is especially useful when you want to get a clean and clear in relief outline, because, as previously mentioned, in the coloring stage it is easy to dirty the cern in relief with the brush, although it may still be corrected later. We proceed on this object using the whole outline of the drawing. You can also decide to discontinue the petal design with an internal line. Same for the leaves. You can insert a line as an internal part of the leaf, the vining. At this stage, must be very careful not to touch the cern. We are in the phase of drafting. The cern is wet and it is easy to accidentally touch it with the edge of the hand or fingers. To draw well with cern, you must have a steady hand. This is a very useful and essential skill for an artist. It is a skill that is strengthened with practice. So don't worry if the first drawings are not quite perfect as you want them. As in all things, you need only a little training. You will acquire the right security gradually, step by step. You have to try several times and you will see you will acquire a steady hand and security in the execution of the design. However, as you can see, my right hand, which is working on the object, is not free in the air, but it's still on the wrist of the left that serves as support. The right hand in this way is steady and is more stable. We must take advantage of every opportunity to give firmness to the hand that is working on the object, especially if the object has an odd shape, like this, or if you cannot place it on the work table, maybe because you have just put the cern. When you have completed the in-relief outline, you can continue with further lines in the background. They are decorative features, much more free and not connected to the outline of the flower, a lily in this case. In fact, the cern serves to the limit, but can also be used to enrich the drawing with additional sections of the background, such as curls, ornamental curves that further enrich the decoration. No lines needed to color, but have decorative purposes only. Even some dots serve this purpose. This is our finished object. It is very nice, isn't it? In this case, we used a light gold color cern. Having a composition of yellow lilies, we could also use other metallic colors, such as bronze, copper or rust. The cern black in this case would have highlighted the decoration, because we have quite vibrant and bright hues, yellow, orange and green, all of them very bright. They were not going well cern with cool colors, such as silver, wrought iron, grey pearl and so on. Following this painting on glass tutorial, you will learn many tricks for optimal drafting by cern. You can create your artistic objects for different occasions, to adorn your home, enriching it with color and light effects. to make a nice gift to your best friend, to decorate the nursery, to paint wedding favors, gadgets, corporate gifts, glass jewelry and much more. The painting program and decoration of genialtutor.com is really very rich and diversified. Each lesson will be dedicated to the realization of a different object, with different techniques, to obtain a different pictorial effect, as the effect of the decorated window, the effect on glass mosaic, figurative painting, abstract decoration and others. You will find out and you will make good use of your creativity in an original and different way from the usual, and you will surprise your friends with your skills. I wait for you. Hi!